What's good, y'all? Anderson Emerald here, and today we are talking about the Ostrava Golden Spike meeting going down this Tuesday on June 24th. And this is a Continental Tour meeting, Continental Tour Gold, and of course I usually do previews of the Diamond League, of Grand Slam Track, but this specific meeting is going to have a few notable names and matchups that I am very personally excited to see. First off is Gout Gout from Australia. He's going to be running the 200 meters here, and this is a pretty big race for Gout Gout. Now, there isn't top competition in this field. His biggest competition is going to come from Rainer Mena, who I'll talk about in a second, but this is really important because this will be the first time that Gout Gout is actually competing overseas in Europe. The only times that he's ever competed overseas in his career outside of Australia has been in 2024 out at the Oceania Championships in Fiji, then once again in Lima, Peru for the World U20 Championships. So this will be his first time competing in Europe, and outside of the Maury Plant meet that he ran earlier this year, this will be his first kind of like Continental Tour, major meeting again outside of Australia. So I think this is a big step for Gout Gout, and it will be interesting to see how he actually does perform. Now, what's notable is he actually hasn't competed since about April earlier this year, and we can take a look at his previous performances where in April this year, April 13th, at the Australian Championships, he ran that 200 19.84 seconds. That was, of course, windy, plus 2.2, but that set the world on fire because Gout Gout had broken 20 for the second time. Previously in the year, he had run 19.98 plus 3.6, so windy as well. But it was only marginally outside of the allowable limit, right? Plus 2.2. So this, of course, proves that Gout Gout is able to run sub 20, but also was projecting his, possibilities as we go forward for the rest of the year. Now, going into this competition here in Ostrava, I'm not expecting him to run, sub 20, 19.8. I don't know what I actually would expect. His personal best is still only legally 20.04 seconds, which he ran last year down in Australia. So that's, of course, his legal personal best. This year, legally, he did run 20.05 as well. But when I'm looking at him coming to Ostrava, him having not competed for over 2 months at this point, I think I'm going to expect something in that 20 low range if I was to actually predict a specific time. Not too many high expectations. But when it does come to his competition here, he will have Rainer Mena. And this, I think, will be probably the toughest competition that Gout Gout will have to go against that he's ever raced in his career when talking about the senior guys. Yes, he competed at the Maury Plant meet earlier this year, and he finished second place to Lachie Kennedy in that 200, still ran 20.30 seconds. But here, when you're talking about someone like Rainer Mena, he has run 19.63 seconds. He also has run 19.95 seconds on two different occasions back in 2023 and 2022. And to be fair, his 19.63, that was at the altitude meet in Switzerland where all those athletes run fast, right? La Tron de France or whatever that meet is. So, if even you want to take that out, he has run sub 20 legally on a few different occasions. But the big thing here is that Rainer Mena is coming off winning both the Oslo and the Stockholm Diamond League against top guys. You're talking about Andre de Grasse and Aaron Brown and Joe Famble and like all those top guys who either have medals or have been making finals at Worlds or Olympic Games. So Gout Gout is now going head to head, toe to toe with Rainer Mena in this competition. This again is going to be a big moment for him. Now, again, it'll just be a big stepping stone for him to be able to get more experience, to understand what it's like to A, compete in Europe, B, have someone next to you who is able to truly, match and or significantly surpass you and has been able to beat out top competition, again, in the form of Rainer Mena. So that's what's going to be most exciting for me personally, but I do wonder what you all think Gout Gout is going to be able to run. Would love for you to comment below. I am just hesitant, again, because A, this is his first time competing in Europe against, quote unquote, senior level competition. B, he hasn't run since April this year. So he's been off, the track for some time, just training, just preparing and all that. So, not going to just jump right back into it and start running personal bests all of a sudden. And C, he's also preparing for another block of competitions. He's going to be running here in Ostrava. And then I think in about 2-3 weeks, he's going to go to the Monaco Diamond League and he'll have a 200 meter race there. It's not going to be the Diamond 200. It's going to be a U23 situation for him, but that is what he's kind of preparing for. So I don't think he's going to like jump right back into competition, run 19.9 or something like that. We'll see, but I would love to see it. He does have that talent and he does have that capability. But moving away from Gout Gout and the 200, let's talk about the women's 400, because this is going to be an extremely exciting matchup. We have Femke Bol in an open 400, not hurdles, just open 400. Femke Bol, she's going up against Salwa Eid Naser, Lena Irby-Jackson, Natalia Bukowiecka, all the Martina Wheel, Martina Veal, apologize if I'm pronouncing incorrectly, but she is going up against a high quality field, a field that can truly push her. And what I find interesting is this is the first 400 that Femke Bol is running this year. She has run 400s outdoors in the past, but her personal best is 49.17 seconds indoors from 2024 at the World Indoor Champs. That's of course the world record in the indoor 400. She's also run 49.2 indoors and all that. But outdoors, her personal best is quote unquote only 49.44 seconds, which she ran at the European Championships, I think back in 2022. So we all know the fact that she's run 49.1 indoors clearly means that she is capable of running 48 seconds outdoors, but she just hasn't run it as consistently as, we as fans would like, because she's of course been running the 400 meter hurdles and doing her thing there. But when it comes to this field, we're going to see Femke Bol going up against Salwa Eid Naser. Salwa Eid Naser is of course the world champion from 2019. She's a reigning Olympic silver medalist. This year, she's already run 48.67 seconds, the world lead. She's also just coming off of 48.85 seconds at the Paris Diamond League, second to Marlene Paulino. She also has run 48.93 seconds this year as well. She is clicking off 48-second races like water right now. And I think this is going to be the best competition in a 400 meter race that Femke Bol has ever faced in her career. Take a look at what Femke Bol has done previously when it comes to the 400. When she does run the 400 outdoors, it's usually in these one-off meets that aren't really with high quality competition. So for example, in 2024, she ran it at the FBK games and walked away with that race, 50.02. She did the same thing in 2023, running the 400 at the FBK games, 50.11. She did run it at the European Team Championships, but again, she's not running against Marlene Paulino. She's not running against Salwa Eid Naser. She did actually beat out Natalia Kazmarek, but she wasn't in Natalia Bukowiecka. She wasn't in the form that we know her as today. 2024 is when Natalia actually started dropping 48 seconds 3 times in one season. But if we circle back to 2021, actually, so 2022, she did run the 400 at the European Championships, got the gold medal there. Again, it wasn't as high quality of competition. The last time she really did have a very fast race, at least top competition, was in 2021, still young, coming off the Olympic Olympic bronze medal in the 400 meter hurdles, but she ran it at the Paris Diamond League in 2021, open 400. Who did she run against there? Marlene Paulino, Sade Williams, Allyson Felix. Femke Bol finished behind those 3. That was, in my opinion, the last time she had a super high quality 400 meter race. Paulino was coming off the silver medal at the Olympics. Felix was coming off the bronze medal at the Olympics. So this, I think, now when we're talking about her going into the 400 here against Salwa Eid Naser, who is currently dropping 48-second races, this is going to be big. I'm excited to see what Femke is able to do. But is Naser able to kind of back up what she did in Paris? Back up what she's been doing in Grand Slam track? Maybe she's probably going to, I'm picking Salwa Eid Naser to probably get the win here, but Femke Bol, she's going to respond. So we'll see how that plays out. In the field, though, you also have Natalia Bukowiecka. She's, of course, really rounding into form as the season goes along. You also have Lena Irby-Jackson coming off of 49.87. Number 2 performance all-time behind her personal best of 49.80. You also have Martina Veal coming off a national record of 49.83 seconds in Paris. This was a massive performance for her. Excited to see how she does double back. Some of these women, Naser, Irby-Jackson, Natalia, Martina, right? These women are coming back from Paris, which was, on Friday. So just bouncing back to Tuesday. I don't know if I expect them to run as fast, but we'll see how it actually does play out. Excited for this. Now, outside the men's 200 with Gout Gout, the women's 400 with Naser and Femke Bol, there are a few other races in Ostrava that I'm personally looking forward to and definitely have a few storylines to keep an eye out for. Men's 110-meter hurdles, we're going to see Grant Holloway stepping onto the track for the second time since he returned from some time away. Remember, after I think it was the Shaman Diamond League, he took some time off to kind of like reset, rest, recover, all that stuff. Came to the Paris Diamond League in the 110 hurdles just on Friday. Ran a best of 13.11 seconds, but finished down in 5th place. I personally thought it was a pretty good performance considering how much time he took off. Now he's going to be here in Ostrava and just piecing together more building blocks as he does lead towards the World Championships. Grant is a defending world champion in the 110 hurdles, so he doesn't have to worry about the USA Championships this year, and he could focus primarily on Worlds and defending his title. So interesting to see how he does kind of continue to progress, as we lead towards September. But in the field, I'm also going to have my eye on Dylan Beard. Dylan Beard is coming off a personal best of 13.02 seconds, which he ran at the Paris Diamond League just on Friday. Also in the heats, so that was in the final, he got second place to Trey Cunningham. In the heats of the 110 hurdles, he ran 13.08. So he's made some progress just in Paris. He's been on the circuit in Europe running some consistent races. It'll be interesting to see how he actually does here in Ostrava, building off that momentum as we kind of lead towards USA specifically for him. Also, shout out to Eric Edwards. He's also going to be, in the conversation as we lead towards USA's, and also is someone that you do not want to sleep on. Now, few other races I do want to take a look at here. In the women's 100-meter hurdles, you're going to see Tobi Amisan. She's going to be running the hurdles here, coming off what she did in Paris, where she got second place, running 12.24 seconds, just behind Grace Stark, who ran 12.21. That's the second fastest time of her career, of Tobi Amisan's career, 12.24, only behind her world record of 12.12 set all the way back in 2022. So clearly Tobi is in some excellent form, and she is, again, making progress as she leads towards the World Championships. Also in the field, you're going to see Alicia Johnson. She's been having kind of an up and down season as it relates to her performances, but she's someone you can never count out when it comes to the 100-meter hurdles. Excited to see how she was also in Paris, but excited to see how she does kind of bounce back here. Also, women's 100 meters, we're going to see Marie-Josée Talou, as well as Cambria Sturgis, Zoe Hobbs, Tori Lewis, Amy Hunt, Bianca Williams. This is going to be a pretty strong field across the board. I'm excited to see how Marie-Josée Talou kind of continues with her momentum. She took off a good part of the 2025 season early on. Then she came outdoors, started to run a couple 11 flats, and now she's getting her groove going. So we'll see how she does actually play out here. Cambria Sturgis, has been having a decent season after running that 10.9 in Atlanta. Zoe Hobbs, someone who's always in the convo. Tori Lewis, again, Amy Hunt. Amy Hunt has really been looking good this year. She's been doing very, very well this year in the 100. So excited to see how she actually does play out. Maybe soon enough, she's going to get under the 11-second barrier. 11.03 is her personal best. She's going to get under there very, very soon. So we'll see how that does play out. Last one real quick is the men's 400, where Christopher Morales-Williams, he's going to be going up against Havard Bensdal. He's from Norway. I remember Harvard because he competed at the 2023 World Championships in Budapest, and in those heats, he ran 44.39 seconds. He blasted those heats. He ran 44.7 in the semifinals, and then in the final, he didn't do as well, but he's going to be in this mix here, someone you cannot count out. Again, Christopher Morales-Williams, world indoor record holder in that 400, didn't do as well coming off of the NCAAs last year, maybe adjustment, and 2025 has been it's been okay for him. He hasn't broken 45 yet, but we'll see how he does actually progress. But that is just the Ostrava Golden Spike meeting. Again, going down this Tuesday, June 24th in Ostrava. It's going to be pretty exciting. My key eyes are going to be on Gout Gout in that 200, going up against Reina Mena. And then also Femke Bol, Salwa Eid Naser, Martina Veal, Lena Irby-Jackson, Natalia Bukoetska, all of them in that 400. We're going to see how that plays out. Can Femke Bol do something special here? I don't know. Can she get under the 49-second barrier? We're going to see. But let me know what you think about the Ostrava Golden Spike Tour. What are you looking forward to, and what do you expect to see? Let me know what you think. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Always truly appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching.